saw Nasir out there. Is that encouraging, getting him back in blue?
Very much so. He's ahead of schedule, and he's worked really hard. He's tough. We'll see. They still haven't given him the green light for Saturday, but I think today was encouraging.
Was that Coney in blue?
Coney in blue also, ahead of schedule.
Is it good to see Nasir, even with being ahead of schedule, getting some reps out there? Because we saw one-on-ones. He looked good going up there covering, getting the PBU.
Yeah, absolutely. He's an old head that's a captain that we've definitely missed. He's steady. He's tough. His practice habits are really good. So it's good to get him back out here.
You saw Jaden McDonald getting a lot of work with the first team. What have you seen from him and just his progression?
Yeah, he's the size that you need in there. He's got good size. He's physical. He's getting better with his reads. He's played Mike. He's played Will. It's just kind of time for him to take that next step and be able to go out there and function well and play a good football game. He's going to get his opportunity.
I was going to say, with the linebackers, you're going to rotate a lot of guys in there until you can figure out that crew.
Yeah, and I think, and we've done that. We've had a kind of a mixed bag, and Kelly knows he needs to get bigger and stronger, and he's a little bit beat up, and we've certainly had some misfits that we're getting cleaned up, but collectively, nobody's just clearly separated themselves, and we've had some injuries there that have promoted a rotation, and we'll see. We certainly need to step up there and play more consistent.
What did George Balance show you when he got in the game?
Yeah, he's still learning, but he's a guy that triggers. He has good instinct. He gets downhill. He attacks the line of scrimmage. He's got good reaction. He's still young, and he doesn't know everything he needs to know yet to really function, in the entirety of a game. But we're trying to bring him along.
I'm curious, when you play a team like Pitt, that it's going to be a physical game going in, how do you have to structure practice during that week? Do you have to ramp up the physicality? Do you tail back a little bit, knowing that Saturday is going to be like that?
No, I think you have to have your periods that are intense and physical. You got to match it. You got to get them ready for it. And and then you take care of them where you can in practice. But there are certain periods, that are required to be that way. And yesterday we had several of them that we had to get both fronts going, the O-line, the D-line. This is a trenches game, and so you want to take care of them, but you also have to, you hit that mark that, man, okay, this is how and what we need to do on Saturday.
Have you had a trenches game? Do you consider Rutgers in that?
Yeah, I think so to a degree. I think Purdue was pretty physical up front with their defensive kids, but this is the most physical group.
Brody was talking yesterday about how, and you mentioned this after the Rutgers game, after the Purdue game, about social media and the offensive line seeing that. Have you seen them use that as motivation? Because he said that they're motivating it, they're using it to build fire and know, hey, we got to turn this thing around.
Yeah, I think they got a chip on their shoulder. They're practicing that way.
Xavier, we saw XTB make a big play out there when we saw practice. I know he didn't play against Marshall.
Yeah.
Have you seen those glimpses from him week in, week out?
Yep, he's done that for a little while now. He's shown flashes, but he's been inconsistent in his execution and inconsistent catching the ball. So he needs to do those things a little bit better, which he's had a good week. Yeah, he's exciting. When he gets the ball, secures it, he's one of the faster guys out here.
I think we're talking to Caden a little bit here. How is he taken to that center spot? Have you seen growth from him over the first couple games?
Yeah, I tell you what, he played much better last weekend. He needed to. I don't think anybody was pleased with where he was. He needed to take a step, and I thought he played better Saturday. It's always a challenge to go from, he was pretty solid at guard, and to go to center and have to snap the ball and then execute, it is a lot. And, I expect him to get better each and every outing.
Is that in terms of his assignments or his communication? I know there's a lot more that he has to take charge of.
It's communication, but I think it's also just snapping that ball and then executing, assignment-wise, technique-wise.
It was Stroman out there. We didn't see Jalen Jones. How's he doing? And do you, with as thin as the safety room is, how flexible do you guys need to be in terms of being able to play back there?
Yeah, I'll say this. Jalen's questionable. I don't feel as good about that one. And, you know, we went a bunch of snaps with the ones yesterday and today with Mansour, you know, working at safety. So we'll see. You know, Mose Phillips still banged up a little bit. He's practicing, but we're trying to get him healthy.
As freshman corners, how much are you needing to put on their plate?
Yeah, they're going to continue to get more and more on them. You know, they're getting some experience on teams. They're getting, you know, a few snaps here and there on defense. You know, they're going to continue to come along. They need to.
Does it become fairly obvious for those guys when the light kind of comes on, when they kind of start to get it fully?
Yeah, I think so. You know, for some guys, you see it in them when the game just kind of slows down and they can play faster and easier and play a little bit more anticipative than reactive. You know, we got young guys that, you know, are still working to that.
You guys won the turnover battle last week. How happy were you with that, and how do you kind of keep that momentum going forward?
Yeah, well, so we obviously, you know, that's one of the positives from the game. I think our ball security still needed to be better, but we gave ourselves a chance. You know, we just didn't do anything with the takeaways, and that was the emphasis. That was the conversation that, you know, particularly the one on their side of the 50, we need to go get some points on.
You mentioned yesterday you wanted to see, like, yesterday was big for Grant. How did he look, and is he making any more progress?
I would say yesterday just okay. He looked better today. I thought he threw some really nice balls today. He seemed like he was back on target as far as, you know, putting the ball where he wanted.